Hello, beautiful gente. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 13th, Monday, September 13th. And this is the last full week in the summer. And beginning next week, Wednesday, September 22nd, we are moving into the fall equinox. We're moving into fall. We're moving into harvest season. We are moving into that deep, kind of transformative, gearing up for winter vibe. And so this week I thought we would focus our energy on, because what I'm sensing and feeling from my friends and posts on Instagram and social media is that a lot of us have been coming to this space of, we know that the end of the year is coming up soon, and we're in this like liminal space of all the things that maybe we set out to do at the beginning of the year. The reality of what we've actually done is starting to feel like it's weighing us down, because we haven't done all the things that we said that we wanted to do or that we wanted to get done. And there's an energetic weight that happens when we start to shift into the slower harvest end of the year season. And I want us to reframe that, because for me anyway, the fall and winter months are really the months that I get the most done, not because I'm in the spring and the outward of the going, or the summer of the do and basking in the sun, but because I am sitting with myself and allowing the creativity and the writing and the magic and the art to come through me. Fall and winter, I really feel, are months of receptivity, are months of receiving energy versus the masculine of go, of the spring and the summer. And I think, the seasons do that beautifully as far as balancing the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. So I thought this week, as we close out the summer season, in the last full week of the summer season, that we ask the cards, what is it that we need to complete, or what energetically needs to be tied up in our life, in our work, in our career before the fall equinox. So let's dilute it a little bit, not even dilute, let's simplify it even a little bit more. What energy do we need to embody to close out the summer and welcome the transformation of the fall? What energy? Oh, there it is. It stopped. Ooh, this is a good one. Oh, there's two. This is the second week in a row that there's been two. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one. We have, can you see it? The light. There we go. We have the 10 of Pentacles. And this is really a beautiful card to get at the end and closing of a cycle, because 10 is the number of manifestation. It's the end of the journey. It is an ending. And when we first opened up the portal, we had the 10 of Cups. So it's like, what was our fairy tale ending? This one is an ending that we've manifested, whatever it is that we set out at the beginning of the year, whether it's, January 1st, whether you follow a lunar calendar, or whether it's just September or the start of summer. This really brings in that closure that we were asking about. So in relationship to how we can embody this in our life, what areas in your life, actually, let me reframe that. In the areas of your life that deal with money, physical goods, the material realm, your house and your home, like your environment, the stuff that grounds you, where are you feeling that little inkling, that little pull, that little niggle to be like, that feels like this needs to be completed in order to move into the next phase of my life? Because the 10s are endings, but they're also the precipice of the beginning, which is why I think it's so beautiful that we got this card on the final week of summer, because we asked about what do we need to embody now to close out the summer, but then what can we also kind of infuse in our life to help the transformation of fall and welcome in the fall equinox. And this is, the 10s and the aces are borderland spaces and spaces of Nepantla and liminality. So what I'm going to invite us to do with this card is to not look at our to-do list, but instead take a moment and settle in, center your energy, center yourself, whether that's sitting upright, feet on the ground, however your body resonates with center, and listen to see when I ask the question, what lands, what you hear, what you see. You know, everybody has different ways in which they commune with the divine or the universe or spirit. Some people see, you know, clairvoyant, some people hear clairaudient, some people feel clairempath. So there's multiple ways that our intuition and our knowledge and that channel to the divine speaks to us. And so take a moment to kind of take, 3 deep breaths. And now that everything has slowed down to a quiet, still space, I'm going to ask you, where in your life, in regards to money, home, environment, the material realm, your manifestation, what needs to be completed in order for you to journey into this next cycle in your full power? What needs to be completed in this cycle so you can step into the next one in your full power? And just take a breath and a beat to see what you hear. So for me, what I heard is I heard this book for the Woke Magic portal that I was creating, and I just literally finished that yesterday. And I heard that I have a list literally that I'm looking at that is what I'm calling a flow and go list. So instead of a to-do list, these are like the pillars and the places that I want to meet, the destinations that I want to meet by the end of summer. And so I have this and I'm looking at it, and some of the things besides the book are for me setting up my spirit room so I can start, really infusing the candles and the stuff that I'm making for the Woke Magic Bodega with more intention and focus and channeled messages. My taxes, I filed an extension. So these are the things that are on my to-do list, but before the end of the summer. But when I tapped into that, what I heard was more of this. I heard that there are things that I need to be doing that are more sharing like this and really channeling messages and magic for you, mi gente. And so take a moment to journal, free write, speak out what it is that the Ten of Pentacles is asking you to celebrate, close out, and then embrace into as you move into fall. So there's a little buddy and companion that came along with the Ten of Pentacles. This is beautiful as well. So the companion card is the Ace of Swords. So this is really poetic, and I think is really symbolic of our entire question and what we are asking the universe. So we have a card of endings and the liminal space of potential beginnings, and this, all the aces are seeds, they're new beginnings, they are points, the beginning points of the journey. And with the swords, swords are power, their air, their thoughts, their communication. And this really mirrors what I was telling you and how I felt in my gut. I heard that to close out the summer season, I need to do, or I feel like I'm called to do more of this. And for all of us, this is an opportunity to close something out on our physical realm, in our money, in our material world, and really prepare for the deep dive of thoughts and intellect and power and our own authority and agency as we step into the fall. This is a really beautiful synergy because we have earth and air coming together, and an activity that I think would be really beneficial for all of us is to, as summer winds down and comes to a close, noticing how the earth is changing with that cycle. Like this morning, I noticed that the leaves were falling, and the earth is telling us the signs to come of the upcoming season. So take a moment this week to really see and feel into the earth that is surrounding us, and really take in what is happening seasonally, because that, whether you know it subconsciously or not, consciously or not, is what's happening in our own lives. We're feeling that falling away, that releasing. But then take a moment to sit with, what new idea have you had, or what idea that have you had this summer that you have yet to take action on? And what is one action that you can take either this week that will set you into motion on this journey of new ways of sharing and new ways of honing and embracing your agency and power as fall begins? So I hope that served you in multiple ways. And yeah, what beautiful cards of beginnings and endings, and how everything really is cyclical. Like, we forget that life is not linear. It's not this and this. It is this and this, and it's constantly swirling in our orbit. And we are not the force that moves, but we are part of that movement. And when we use our cards as our guides, we are channeling the seasons and the divine in so many ways that it would shock the fuck out of us. Like, if we really started to be aware of how connected all of it is. And that's part of my mission and movement of why I'm here, is to help us see those deep, radical connections that we often take for granted because we live in such a modern, linear world. I want to blow your world up, and I want to blow it up in a way that you remember your sacred, divine, magical self, because this praxis has been so deeply transformative for me, and I just want to scream it from the rooftops. So thank you for being on this journey with me, and I will see you next week.